And a very warm welcome to everybody on this early South African Saturday morning. I hope you guys had a good rest, and if you are about to go sleep, that you will have a good rest. Thank you so much for joining us. I see there are 12 viewers reported already. Thanks, guys. Another world tour, another Saturday morning. Linda is not happy because she had to get up early, but that's her problem. We are almost ready to connect on IVAO here, and then we'll see all the other guys. Let's see if we can connect. There we go. So, this is the Zibo Mod version 347D, non-public beta. And me and Zibo were testing this up until 2 a.m. our time this morning. So, looking good, and we're gonna take it for a nice spin today, so you guys can see as well. The major things we are working on is still that primary flight display, getting all the right enunciation going for all the different modes: in, on, off, NPS, on, off, ILS, GLS, VOR, RNAV. We did all the flights. I think for each option there's 3 or 4 options, so we had fun, and it's now even closer to the real thing. And knowing Zibo, the ever great, what's the right word, perfectionist, you know, he'll probably come up with 1 or 2 more fixes as we go on. But I mean, this thing is really close to the real thing now. Really nice. Samuel, if you are watching, and if you watch it later, whichever way, like I invited you in the text in the chat in that other stream, or the other video. You know, I like the feedback that you're giving us independently. So once version 3 is released as requested, it will be nice to hear your take on it. One of the things that we did find with GLS last night is it displayed the magenta, I think it was the glide slope, incorrectly. So in one of the modes, you need to see those little ghost pointers first, and it didn't do that. So that's one of the reasons why version 3 has not been released yet. Zibo just needs to fix that up. And that's the level of detail he goes into. You know, it's not just a question of it needs to look right, it needs to be right and look right. So thank you for all your support there and your input. And then that's it. There are a few guys here. So it's Uncle John, and who's the other guy that's here? Who else is flying with?
Good morning, everybody. I'm not flying. I just want to say good morning.
Hello, Sasso.
Watching.
I'm flying along.
All right, Paul. Awesome, awesome. Okay, great stuff. Right, so I suppose I need to start prepping a bit, eh? Captain Flaps 15 and Krister, good morning, guys. I'm glad you guys are watching. Then we're not alone here. That's awesome. I want to show you something that somebody pointed out as a bug, and McTrying, always finding and searching and stuff, actually found the inscription in the FCOM to be true. So if you go to your overhead here, and you go to your window heater, and you select the up and the down, you see there it switches everything on. This one's not doing it. Maybe we need to wait a little bit more. We'll go through. We're gonna try it once more, because what happens is when you do the power test and you go to the bottom, it actually switches these things on, and it takes a minute to reset, and that's according to the FCOM totally correct. So unless I change the setting that influenced it, it should work at some point in time. I'm just not sure what the trigger would be, because one of the things I'm seeing right now is it is not even doing the upper test, you know, where you get all the red warnings when it's overheating. So
Have
we'll
you got
check that.
your power on yet?
Sorry?
Have you got all your power on yet?
Yeah. So either we too fast for it and there's another holdup in the system, or this being a beta model, it's not working in this one. I don't know, because remember last night it was working in that one we had. So we'll come back to this. We'll revisit that. Okay.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello, hello, hello.
Sorry, I'm late. I only just come in.
No, it's fine.
Not a problem.
You really shouldn't party on a Friday night. You know that. You should fly Zibo.
Sorry, sir. My apologies. I won't do that again.
I'm just wondering if it's associated with the IRS
It
alignment.
could also be. Look, I mean, I haven't done much in setting up. So, some of these overhead things, for instance, you know, if you do your stall warnings and stuff, you need to have power on bus for 4 minutes. Otherwise, you cannot hear this. Yeah, you understand. So it could be that it's all tied together somewhere. It could be that it's iris. We'll figure it out. But the point of the matter is it's not a bug, okay? Because, like I said, you found it in the FCOM. It's actually
Yeah,
now modeled according to the FCOM, which is brilliant.
I was waiting for Sasso to comment on that.
Oh,
I will come at some point, I think.
Is
Yeah.
that true though? Power test for the window heat if you press power.
90% of the switches into the overhead and aft overhead panel start to work after they have power for a couple of minutes. That's what I can see.
There you
yeah.
go.
I need to look exactly on that power test because it's not something that we do. But yeah, that's all I can say at the moment.
I showed Nico the FCOM segment last night, so it's in the FCOM Sasso where I read it.
Yeah, for sure.
John Rhodes, you are 100% correct, sir. Zibo never ceases to amaze me either, I tell you. Right.
Is there an alternate airport for the destination? Anyone know?
I have made a mistake in the VA. I'll have to fix that. I'll tell you now what the alternate is. Just give me a second.
I've picked one that sounds good.
One that's-
Banjul.
Yeah, that does sound good. I'm not seeing. Oh, I've got GQNO. I don't know what the hell GQNO is. Where if that's Banjul, but that's the one that somebody gave me. Yes, sir.
Go up in the overhead panel if you don't mind.
Wait. I
On the
just want
window
to
heat.
quickly do this.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Let me just finish what I've started this site. 17.6 and the fuel is 9.9. All right.
BQNO, thank you.
Yeah, I'm there, he says, huh?
Okay, so power test. The power test verifies operation of the window heat system. The test may be accomplished when any of the window heat on lights are extinguished and the associated window heat switch is on. So technically, you need to wait for the temperature there to reach the good point.
Okay.
So if you put all the switches on, are they already on the
No,
window
I'm
heat?
switching them on now.
Oh, okay, perfect.
There
And
you go. There's
technically,
the overhead. There's the overheat, sorry. Overhead.
yeah, basically what he says is that you have to wait to have the on lights extinguished and then you can turn into the power test. So he says the window heat on lights are extinguished and then the window heat switch is on.
Okay, so what you want me to do is I need to switch on these switches. Sorry, your English is as good as my one, so I'm trying to understand. So what's the exact?
You need to leave.
Okay,
You need to leave.
Yeah.
Switches on, all the switches on, and you have to wait for the on light, the green one, to extinguish. So you need to wait a couple of minutes.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna do that then.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's brilliant. All right. Oh, come on. Right, so we're gonna see if that's part of the modeling.
It's something like the temperature of the windows is it between 45 and 85, and it
Correct.
cycles and switches off, Nico. And what they're saying is, if you hadn't got a green light, it's reached the temperature,
Okay,
and
gotcha.
that power test
It makes
allows
perfect
you
sense.
to overrule it, just
Yeah.
so you can make certain you're still getting power to that window.
But the issue is that in 20 years of flight simming, nobody has modeled it according to the FCOM. That has always just been an on-off. Nobody's ever gone into the detail that Zibo's now put in there. That's the point I'm trying
Yeah,
to
the
make.
interesting thing I saw in there, Sasso, the restrictions is of when you can do that test, speed-wise and altitude-wise.
It doesn't say anything, so I guess you can do the test whenever you want, even in the cruise, providing that the window are at a temperature, so the window heat on light is extinguished.
That
Because
isn't
what
what
you
I
want to
read.
test, yeah, what you want to test is the function of the system. So if you have the switches on, as soon as you have the on lights off, then you can move the switch into power test. And technically, what it says here, the controller is forced to full power, bypassing the normal temperature control. So basically, the window heat on lights at that point should illuminate. If they don't, then there is a malfunction.
Okay, but the question now comes in, which FCOM are you reading from and which one is McTrying reading from? Because I saw what McTrying is saying. It's published there. It's definitely there. So either you're not seeing it or it's because of a different FCOM. You understand what I'm
Right,
saying?
go to SB 3.2, Sasso.
Yes, I have it.
Right, and if you go down to the bottom, it says Windows heat on lights. If any on light remains extinguished, the window heat system is inoperative. Observe maximum airspeed limit below.
Yeah, 250 below 100 usually.
And that's
Yeah.
power test.
I don't have the same. That's the thing.
Okay.
So I don't have the same paragraph there. But we can try. I understood now the reason behind it. So we can have a try at the moment. I will try in the sim. I have them on now. So as soon as they get extinguished, then I will do the power test and I can check if they're working or not.
By the way, the window heat switch is on. The power test, it says, do not perform the power test when all on lights are illuminated.
Correct. You have to wait for the on lights to go extinguished.
Yeah, I think you're basically saying the same thing. The one is just more detailed than the other one of when the condition is met.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if that on light goes off, then you can do your power test. So that's
Correct.
what we're looking for. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Pushing back shortly, gentlemen.
Oh, man.
To get a quick on lights extinguished, I will put an outside temperature of 35 degrees.
How are you going to put it to 35 degrees? You can't influence that temperature. It's got its own built-in circuits, does it not?
Technically, yes, but that because it's related to the window at the end.
Mm.
So technically,
Changing the
there is
weather.
a wonderful. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Yeah, 35 degrees. I was saying to the outside temperature, basically.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to put some mittens on the probes or something.
No, no.
Rub it. Oh. You can hear I'm still tired. I'm talking a lot of nonsense. I'll try not to offend anybody in the process. Ooh, that looks cute. I've got a little girl. And for some reason, my screenshots are not working again this morning.
Okay, I got the lights on extinguished. Now I can do the test. It is model, my friend. It is working exactly as it should be.
So how long did you have to wait for the lights to extinguish?
No, nothing, because I started with the engine running.
Okay.
But you have to wait, not really for the system, but you have to wait for the on lights to extinguish. And then when the on lights are extinguished, providing that all the switches are on, then you just flip the switch to power test, and the on lights should go all four on again. When you release the power test, they should extinguish again. That means that the system is 100% working.
Right, well, in that case, I can tell you that Zibo's updated the logic, because I can show you I'm on the ground, no engines running, just the power on, no window heat on, and when I press power test, all four come on green and then go off after 1 minute.
No, mine doesn't want to do that. Mine,
So he may have updated the logic again, because we
yeah.
commented about it.
Well, now I have all the switches off, okay? And if I move into power test, it illuminates.
Yeah.
So that rule is still there, the one Mac is saying. But reading the FCOM, that power test should work only when the window heat switch is on, not when they are off.
Okay, tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna call this a work in progress.
Yeah.
It was very interesting that we did notice that things happen. I mean, look now. Let's time that. See if that's gonna be 4 minutes or 1 minute or whatever it should be. Because right now I'm stuck with all on, red and green on. So we're gonna call it work in progress and then concentrate on getting out of here. Because Uncle John's gonna fly away from me. He just doesn't care for me anymore. He just wants to go.
Nico, somebody else already in front of me.
Huh? Huh? Uncle John?
Yeah, somebody's already got in front of. Oh, so it's another company.
Oh, you know, you guys.
Somebody's got to show you the way to go, Nico.
I know, sir. Just make sure you switch those chemtrails on so I can follow you. You know, like the breadcrumbs, Hansel and Gretel story, you know.
Will do, sir.
I'm also going number 2 today.
Okay, Jeroen. Good morning, by the way.
Good morning, Nico. Did you get your rest after last night?
Me and Zibo worked on this model that I've got here until 2 a.m. this morning. So does that answer your question? I did sleep well. After I went to bed, I had a good 6 hours solid, perfect sleep. But we worked. I was working my normal day job work until midnight, and then I took over and we went and tested this one.
It's amazing how much time you guys put in this.
Yeah.
But it was fun last night, and it did go smoothly.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No,
I'll tell you what,
that's-
Sasso, Miko's getting so good at switching all these different approach things. He's nearly doing it like a pro pilot now.
Mm, mm,
I have no doubt. That's a good boss.
yeah. I tell you what, this last few couple of updates, since Ian got split and we now have different models of the aircraft in one system, and you have to make all these choices, it stretched my mind. Every time I think this thing has stretched my mind, Zibo comes up with something else, and I go, whoop, and then I have to stretch my mind even more, and even more, and even more. I just don't stop learning this thing. It just gets so deep.
Gonna check your lights are gone out. It's 3 minutes now.
Oh, well, the green lights have gone out, and we're still in that overheat state. Alright, so now I switch them off, and now I can switch them back on. Alright, okay, so there's brand new logic in there. Okay, well, I'll have to go read the FCOM to get the correct procedure now then.
I must admit, the overheat coming on. Oh, I know what it is. That power test overrides a relay,
Probably.
and so it will mean that the windows are going to overheat.
Probably, yes.
That's a thought, Sasso.
The system bypass the temperature control because he has to show you the on switch on. I mean illuminated, but not the overheat. The overheat light probably was on because Nico switches to overheat before going into power test.
I
That
went into
switch
power test. Now I went into power test, and obviously because my green lights are on, you can't see that it's doing a power test. So I flicked it
exactly,
over to the other side, and then the red got
which
stuck.
is overheat.
Yes.
Which is overheat. That's
Yeah.
fine. So that's fine. But technically, you should not get the overheat light on. So when everything is blanked, both overheat and on lights are completely off, you just flip into power test and the on lights should come on.
Well, I'm doing the power test. The lights come on, but what we had in one of the previous versions, and again, remember mine's now a new beta version, so you could have changed the code again. But
No, Nico, you are doing the test
uh,
with the switches off. You have to leave the switches on.
yeah, but then you don't see when you pull it down. That's what I'm
Because you have
trying
to
to do.
wait. No, you have to wait, leave the switches on,
Okay.
and the on light, even if the switches are on, the on light is gonna go off when the window reach the temperature. So you
Gotcha.
just need to wait for now.
All right. Okay. All right. So I'm overzealous.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem.
All right. I think I can start my IPU now.
What cost index are we on?
20.
Thank you, sir.
Rolling.
Okay. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, welcome aboard our flight today. We're wrapping up the final paperwork here to get you on your way momentarily. I want to thank you so much for your company and business. We invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Again, welcome aboard.
All right. Okay. So that's out of the way. Let us go on and start these things up. We need to go to 340 there. We're landing at 300. Okay. So. Hey Reggie, good morning.
cockpit. Tau is driving up.
Okay, I need to do my automatic unicon. I absolutely didn't even think of that until now.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Before start procedure.
Before start procedure.
Tau connected and bypass being inserted. Release parking brake.
Before start procedure completed.
Start number 2 engine.
Starting number 2 engine. (25 and 2).
My
Starter
screenshot
cutout.
does not work. I hate it when it doesn't work. Start number 1 engine.
Starting number 1 engine.
Oh, that was a nice view, Nico.
Yeah.
Just departed.
Yeah, that was. I wanted to take a screenshot and I can't. I'm pressing the button and it's going nowhere.
Don't forget to use your brakes at the beginning of the runway, because I was rolling back.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I'll try and remember.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
25 and 2. Starter cutout. Engine start procedure completed.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Flaps 5 set. Taxi lights on.
Amar, don't use the word God. The system blocks you. But I read your message. Welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us. I know you don't mean it badly, but that's the system. So thank you for joining us, and enjoy the soccer and enjoy the watching of the stream at the same time. You're welcome. Before takeoff procedure.
Before takeoff procedure. Before takeoff procedure completed.
I have to constantly correct for the wind. Yeah, the moment I take my hand off the tiller and I don't constantly correct, I just go skew.
I don't think much people will understand skew.
Skew. What is the correct English word for skew? Skiff. Sê skief gaan.
Q.
No, if you go to the left or to the right and you don't stay the course, what do you call that in English then? If they don't understand skew.
Skid.
It is
Skiff.
skew.
Skew. I think so. I hope so.
Yeah, I think so.
Like I said, I don't want to talk nonsense, but I think that's cute. Yes, ons sal maar Afrikaans praat.
Drunken driving would be another one I would suggest.
Yeah, I suppose. look at that depiction there of the cloud. Really nice, really nice. Let's see. All right, diving, climbing out. There we go. That's Mr. Paul. Line up, take off.
You last again, Mr. Skymatix?
No, sir. There's still somebody behind me.
Okay.
Approaching 30. On runway 30.
Stabilized.
Toga, let's see what you can do.
Takeoff thrust set.
There's still two behind you, Nico.
Alright, excellent. Yeah, I see them now.
We got a convoy.
Oh yeah, awesome.
V1. Rotate.
I'm having to kick a bit of left rudder here to keep this thing straight.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up. Thousand to level off. Runway turn off, lights off.
Isn't that beautiful? Wow.
Yeah, the scenery and the wing flags. Beautiful.
Approaching transition.
Yeah, I'm loving this.
Flaps 1 set.
Is that Orbex scenery or what, Mika?
The airport is not, but it is
Flaps
the Canary
upset.
scenery from Orbex, the rest of it.
Is that? Or the Blairix, is it?
No, no,
Which
no,
is
it's the Canaries.
Canaries, is it? Yeah.
Very definitely the Canaries.
I assume we're all on cost index 20.
Yes, nice. So there we have Uncle John. Who's 34? Who's Dick's 34? Well, we've got him. I think that's Jeroen, now that I think about it. Yes, yeah. I've just checked in Discord. That's Jeroen over there. That's Paul. That's me. Then we've got number 8 and number 53. So that's Lloyd. Who's number 8? Anyway, yeah, nice crowd.
Yeah, I'm 53. Lloyd.
Yeah, I recall that. 6 guys. Yeah, that's nice.
Takes 8 is Anthony.
Anthony, okay, cool. What happened to Anthony, guys? Why is he not on Discord so much anymore? Anthony, if you're hearing me, some explanation would be nice. Because I miss you. I mean, what happened? Are you okay?
I can't see him in Discord at the moment.
Gotcha, Krister. Yeah, he's not in Discord. I don't know. He's been very scarce on Discord. I mean, he types every now and then. I see a message from him, but I haven't spoken to him in freaking ages. I hope he's okay.
I think he is. I flew a few days ago a flight with him together on the World Tour.
Okay. This is one of the most prettiest takeoffs I've done in ages. I'm gonna fix my reflections here. I need to edit this file, get that out again. And then I'm going to fix my GeForce experience to help me take the screenshots. And I can tell you one thing, I'm gonna come fly this flight at some point in time just to take screenshots. I'm wondering if we are low because there's a restriction or if I forgot to set the MCP altitude correctly. Look at this. Look at this. We're really low. Yeah, Nico's fault. Oops. Climb. Oh well,
Just
that.
a sightseeing.
Yeah. No, I mean, the guys paid good money for this trip. I mean, we had to show them something. Just look at this. This is magical. This is just, ah, wow. Oops. Ah, this was really cool. Wow, look how we
Approaching transition.
Ah, this was special. Amar, no, I'm not. I'm using Skymax Pro 5 fast clouds. I'm not using
Transition altitude.
the volumetric ones. But they look very fine, eh? Look, I mean, they look very nice. That was spectacular.
Right, I'm pushing back.
Man, I'm enjoying the sightseeing this morning.
Pretty.
Oh, did you see overnight the Reykjavik's had an eruption at last?
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
I saw Christer posted something in Discord about it.
So long as mind you, it doesn't matter too much at the moment with the traffic. If it closes everything down, there's not enough to affect it that much.
They immediately closed the airport, but whether it's reopened, but they don't see it being a significant event because it's a long, narrow vent rather than, and it's not throwing an awful lot of stuff into the air currently.
Where's this, Mac?
Reykjavik.
Oh, Iceland.
Yeah, after all those tremors, they've had 50,000 tremor events in the last 4 months.
Wow.
Right, I'm texting for Toga moments.
SK Sun says it's over 40 kilometers or just over 40 kilometers away from him. Small eruption. Here you go.
Nico, can I ask you a question regarding cargo?
Yeah.
Nico, my question is, if I enter in the sim brief, for example, 2 tons of cargo, how do you set it in the EFB to have the correct amounts?
Now, what I do, and this obviously goes back to when it was implemented. What I do, hold on, let me show you. Are you watching my stream? Because it's going to be
Yes, I'm
easier.
watching.
Okay, it's going to be easier to show you. So what I do is I go down. You can see there I've got 160 packs and I've got 1 ton of cargo. All right, you'll see it come up in a few seconds. Obviously, you're lagging a bit behind. Tell me when you see that.
Yes, I can see it. Thanks.
All right, okay. So then you've got a sum total of 17.6 in the payload. Okay, see that?
Yes, I can see.
All right, so let's quickly go to the EFB. Put them on the screen together. So if you go to payload, what I do is I do not nitpick. I really don't have time to waste to go and try and balance the passengers and the cargo. So what I do is I put in my total payload 17.6 and ooh, just messed up that thing there. 17.6, you can see 17.6, and there I put 17.6. How the Zibo then goes and distribute them is of absolute no consequence. It's got no bearing on any reality of any form, sorts, or anything. Okay, as long as the payload total is 17.6, and then what happens is I then manipulate my cargo to get a good landing CG. So I take 500 at the front and I put 500 in the back. And if I then look at my actual CGs and things, when we land, you'll see that in actual fact we can look here. There, let me just get this SDKP off screen. You can see there, you see my landing CG there is 21.7. Now I want that to be as close as possible to 21.5 to give me a smooth landing, a proper stable landing. And that's why I manipulate the cargo values. But that's the sum total that you get from SimBrief as your payload total. You put it in and then you let Zibo worry about the rest. Don't even try and go and put that into the Zibo mod. You'll drive yourself to drink, I promise you, if you want to try and balance that.
I can cry if you will scold me.
And it's time consuming. I hope you understand.
Yes, thank you.
May I ask another question, Nico?
Of course.
Maybe you know, but otherwise Sasso knows. Why is there always 0.46 tons of fuel in the center tanks left when Linda shuts it down?
Well, that's a Linda logic. In the old days, the older models of the Boeing 737-800, how it started was there were 7 checkpoints at which time you were allowed to switch the center tanks on or off. Okay, then it became 4 checkpoints. Now in the Zibo mod, in the current Zibo mod, dry run protection is included, and you won't burn out your fuel tanks. Okay, so what happens is Linda's obviously still on the old logic, because the old FCOM said that you shouldn't have less than 450 kilograms in the center tank during certain phases. Obviously, it was linked to certain phases, so you couldn't take off with center fuel pumps on with less than 450 because then the fuel pumps would suck air. You understand? Now with the new version, the new model of the 738, that's all been modified, taken care of. So the Zibo simulates the newer one, but Linda is still on the old version of doing things.
So in modern planes, let's say that, you can just empty your center tanks.
Yeah, the moment you get your warning, your fuel warning, you just look up and you switch them off. It's like the APU also. In the old models, you had to have one of the fuel pumps running to get the APU running. The newer ones, and there are obviously limitations, but you don't need to have a fuel pump running because the APU's got its own pump. All right, it's not supposed to run indefinitely and over long periods, because then you still need to assist, with a normal fuel pump. But technically, it's got its own fuel pump. You don't need to set a fuel pump, because it's called progress. Things change over time.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Guys, I'm gonna go fetch me some coffee. This is a 2.5-hour flight, so I'm gonna go fetch me a nice big mug of coffee, and then I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Make one for me as well, sir. Thank you.
I'll fax it.
Sounds like a plan.
Maybe a cappuccino for me.
Okay, with one of those fancy little drawings on the top. Have you seen that? Did you see? You actually get a machine. They scan your photo, or they take a photo, and they can actually print your photo on the cappuccino or on the beer foam. Have you seen that?
Oh, no, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, that's freaking cool. I've seen a couple of videos of it. You go to the bar and you get your face coming back staring at you on the foam. Anyway, okay, we'll be back.
I hope he comes back with the chocolate biscuits.
You're on a diet.
Morning, Kev.
Morning, John.
I'm desperately trying to catch you up on flight numbers.
Well, you're getting there.
Good morning, Kev.
Good morning to everybody.
And good morning to you, sir.
There's quite a few of you flying on this route this morning, I see.
6 in total.
Looks quite good, all the Tixers flying in a row.
They're an upcoming airline, Kevin. They're doing well.
Yeah, there seem to be.
They fly to more and more locations by the day.
Yeah. Good morning, Krista. I just saw your note there.
I have to tell you, I often make mistakes when I'm worried.
I have a feeling Anthony's not flying with us. I think he's just parked there.
Yeah, I haven't seen Anthony online for quite a while actually.
Oh, he's been on in the last week or so. But his aircraft is there, but there's no life anywhere.
Right, guys, I'm gonna make myself a coffee, so I'll be back in a few.
Okay.
Okay.
I am back.
Welcome back.
But I've just drained all my fuel from my center tanks. It's at 0 now. Hey, good morning.
So did I. It is at 0.01. Is Linda that shutting that down because it's overall procedure, or is it maybe difference between Boeing and Airbus?
Negative. No, this is just like I said earlier. It's an old Boeing procedure. If you read the FCOM, that's in the Zibo Google Drive, you'll see the old procedure is still in there. There's like 7 points of where you need to check, you know, when you can and cannot use the center tank. It's basically gone now.
Nico, I have a question about the Sim Toolkit.
Uh-huh.
In previous versions, there was the auto zoom function.
Sorry, say again, the auto what function?
Auto zoom.
Auto zoom. Where did you see that? Sorry, I'm not familiar.
No, it was in a number of versions ago, but it was a really nice feature because when you were on the ground, it zoomed in.
Oh, yes, on the map. I'm with you now. I'm with you. Yeah. You'll have to speak to Dan about that one. I'm not sure if the new one can do that. Let's have a look, see. But before we do that, let me just greet Alex here. Good morning, Alex. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Zibo asked me about midnight out time last night to quickly help him with version 3. I'm flying 47.3 right now, the one we tested last night. And we worked until almost 2. So it was fun. And I didn't know beforehand it was going to happen. I was still working, doing my normal day job. Working freaking late, and then he asked, he obviously saw I was still online, you know, and I obliged. So not planned at all. Right, so let's look here at the map, live map.
You always oblige.
I try. So let's look. SDKP friends only. Yes. I'm not worried about that. Overlays, there's nothing like that. Controls, map style. Okay, options.
When Nico sees a beta file, he's like a kid with a new toy.
Oh no, you don't leave that. You can't leave that.
Spot on, Mac. Spot on.
Yeah, I see there is. It doesn't appear to have an auto zoom function. You're right, eh? It can follow me, but that's what it does. That's all it does. Excellent, Alex. Excellent. I'm enjoying, my friend. When we are done with this flight, I need to take my son. He's looking for something at the shop, so I'll be back later on, and then we can have our chat. I'll let you know when I'm available. By the way, Alex, there's another pilot. His name is Samuel. He's been commenting on some of my videos. I think it's more older videos, but he's only recently commented in the last day or two about everything that we're working on now. Remind me, I'm going to try and remember to just show that to you, so you just get in the picture with what he's saying as well. But that's for later. Sasso, I see you're still here as well. I need to show you what he's been telling me as well. I'll show you later. Just some of the comments he's made, because he's getting very technical about certain things, about the LPV specifically as well, LPV and GLS. So, but that's for later.
Okay. I have not much information about the LPV because we are not certified to do LPV approaches, or better. At the end, the LPV is just a lower minima. That's all it is. In fact, in some charts you can find LNAV, LNAV and VNAV, or LPV.
Yeah, but you need the GLS code, so you need an MMR for that. See?
Yes.
And you guys don't have that yet.
We have the MMR on some aircraft.
Yeah, on some.
It's just I think the company is not certified to go ahead with LPV approaches.
Here's a little joke for you guys. On stream. Alex, no, I haven't. I haven't tried the master caution tests. At this time, I literally do the test that Zibo gives me, and he then sits right next to me and watches me do that. That's the test we concentrate on together. I haven't done any of those ones, sorry. Differences in the OTS CFG. I'm not following you, sorry. I might still be too much asleep or too tired. Difference in the OTS CFG. Yeah. What you need to do in STKP is you obviously need to build your fleet. So in STKP, you need to wrong button. You need to look at your fleet, right? And so what happens is over there you'll see that's a Skymatix aircraft, and that's the Skymatix. That's the one that we're flying with right now. So you need to add a specific TIX aircraft, because SimToolkit Pro actually recognizes TIX as being Skymatix. So you have to connect the two together. So you build the aircraft frame, then you link it to your SimBrief profile, then you make it a TIX aircraft in STKP. If you want everything Skymatix, yeah. So that is the process. Sasso?
Yes, Captain.
Here's a good question for you. Or Alex as well can answer on stream. When and why do you put the yaw damper on in the Boeing? Because it pretty much goes on from the beginning to the end. Can you tell us a little bit more about the yaw damper?
Well, the yaw damper is on when you do the pre-flight check. So before starting the engine, when you are on stand, it goes on after one of the two IRSs is aligned. Otherwise, it won't go on. And many times, I don't know if this is modeled into the Zibo, when you switch from the ground power into the APU, or when you have a loss of power, most likely the yaw damper will be tripped off.
It's
so you
modeled.
need to go there. Yeah, you need to go there and reselect the on. That's all I can say about the yaw damper. Okay. I don't know if there is any other specific question about the yaw damper. But then it's on basically for the whole duration of the flight, unless there are particular situation. I can't think of anything. But you will be in case directed by the QRH, by the quick reference handbook, to go and in case switch the yaw damper off.
Okay, so the question is further expanded as, why do you want a switch when it's supposed to be on all the time anyway?
That's a good question for Mr. Boeing, probably.
Okay.
Probably because the yaw damper is linked with the IRSs, so with the align process. In fact, as soon as you switch the IRSs off, then the yaw damper automatically trips off. But to be honest, the reason why there is a switch there, it's beyond my knowledge, to be honest.
Okay.
Oh, is it not because maybe because, well, on the ground it's not needed necessarily, because once you're airborne, then maybe it's used for the to avoid the plane oscillation. Maybe.
Well, the functionality of the yaw damper is exactly, yes, to increase the stability of the aircraft, providing a kind of cancellation or reducing the yaw effect, that's for sure. So yeah, it's more needed in flight, of course, compared with on the ground.
So we'll have to post that question to Mr. Boeing. I think that's the consensus.
Definitely.
So does it stop it moving around so quickly? Is that the idea of the damper? So that it doesn't flap around quite as easily as it would otherwise?
Yaw damper consists of a main and standby yaw damper. Both dampers are controlled through the stall management yaw damper computers. So this system provides yaw damper input to the main rudder power control unit or standby rudder as appropriate. Either yaw damper is kept, so the main or the standby, is capable of providing Dutch roll prevention, gust damping, and turn coordination. So basically what it's all about is when you do the turn, I don't know if you remember in the old days with the Cessna, no? Push the ball. You remember this word, push the ball?
Yes, yes.
On the turn indicator, or better, in the turn coordinate. To do a coordinated turn, when you do the turn, so you move the aileron, then you need to push the ball to maintain everything centered. This is done automatically by the yaw damper into the modern jet. In fact, we don't touch the rudder once airborne, unless we have asymmetric situation, but that's a non-normal situation. But other than that, when you do a turn, you just move the, I don't know, if you are doing with the autopilot, you just move the heading select, for instance. And then the kind of ball, which is depicted in the PFD, in the Boeing, like the line below, what is over there below the FMA, then is automatically centered. And that's thanks to the yaw damper.
I hope we don't crash. Last time was not enough.
Fact, it says, during normal operation, the main yaw damper uses hydraulic system Bravo, and the computer provides continuous system monitoring.
So it's kind of like error correction, in a nutshell, maybe.
Yeah, he's helping to do a coordinated turn. And I guess the switch on or off there is to, if the SMYD, which is the stall, let me find out the exactly name. The stall management yaw damper computer fail, then you need to override the system and switch the yaw damper off.
So the switch is more about safety than anything else.
Exactly. Otherwise, technically, if that system fails, then you can start to give false commands to the yaw damper, which is connected with the roll. So can you imagine having, for instance, I don't know, if you fail in some position, then you have the roll there, the rudder, for example, full right. Can you imagine? In flight.
That would not
disastrous.
Be fun.
Yeah.
See, and then
So
if you start kicking, sorry, Sasa.
Yeah, the whole reason to have the yaw damper is a rudder to assist and help turn the airplane when basically there is a turn, so when the aileron is moving.
For you guys in front, someone is missing off the radar. Is that a mayday?
That's me because I had a power cut. Apologies.
Oh, really?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Didn't know you stayed in South Africa.
A power cut?
Ah, Kevin.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Oh
We
yeah,
should
Captain
have-
Kevin. He came online when you went to make a cup of coffee.
All right.
Well, Uncle John, you can always recover your flight with this new fancy thing that Zibo gave us.
I can't. No, leave it. I'm fine.
Okay.
I'll catch up in a bit.
John Redmond, it will definitely be modeled. I think that's one of the cornerstones of the aerodynamics of the aircraft. I think that's one of the first things that gets modeled.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've seen a few people, when they're in smaller aircraft, disconnect the yaw damper for landing. And the
Yes.
idea I have is that it's more responsive. Is that true?
Well, it literally takes away any automation and it puts you in control of the landing. So in a smaller aircraft that doesn't have all the computers and everything, I would think you would need more control, because if you get a gust of wind or something happens, you need to be able to fly that thing normally. You see, like I actually do it in the TPM, for instance. Your damper goes off, and you
It's
don't
required. Yeah.
take off with it.
You get full range movement on the ground and at low speeds if you've turned the yaw damper off. Once you engage it, it limits the range of movement of the rudder.
Hello,
In fact,
James.
there's an instance of an aircraft that was in a high speed, and because of an application of rudder, and it didn't have yaw damper working, it actually ripped it off the rudder.
Well,
that, yeah.
it's not just small aircraft that it happened. There was a Boeing 777 that lost its rudder over New
That's what
York,
I'm on about.
and I
that
mean
was in the
200-300
early,
people died.
yeah, that was in the early days where they had was it an operating arm that broke, Sasso? There was something about it, wasn't there?
Yes, there was something, because if I remember correctly, there was an accident where the pilot started to pump on the rudder, and this basically killed all the rudder tail.
Yeah, there was I think it was an arm failure because of what they were doing, but there was also in the early 737s, there was some of the logic in the linking was wrong, and they modified it as well.
Could be, yeah.
I think in that one there, Mac, the pilot had been trained in the simulator to use the rudder in certain situations, and that's what he was doing, which broke the arm and then tore the rudder off completely.
Yeah, yeah. But there's been several instances of yaw damper locking up as well.
And that's why you need to switch it off, I suppose.
I think they've overcome those problems now, but I know that there was been design changes in that area. I'm talking back to 200, 300 days, I think, rather than NG generation ones.
Well, I have 397 nautical miles for top of descent.
How come, Nico? Me, I've got 500.
No, I don't know. What did you change or break?
I think, no, because no, I departed a little bit too late, so
Ach, no,
that's
obviously
why.
you're freaking half an hour behind us, man. Obviously. Ay. I'm sitting here wondering
Nico,
what the hell happened now. Yes, Sazo.
have a look at that window over there.
Okay, give me a second. My green lights never went off. My green lights are always on. Now, Sasso, remember this is 3 Delta that I'm flying here. I'm not sure if Zibo changed this code again, but in the pre-beta, in version 2, this definitely worked the other way around.
No, but it worked to me in 3 Delta as well.
Okay,
At the
well then
beginning
you
of
got
this
me,
stream.
because those lights, they on.
Yeah, mind you, what's the outside air temperature at the moment,
Exactly,
Nico?
that's what I was saying.
Listen, you guys mustn't come and try and be clever here now, eh? Give me a chance, I tell you now.
The boss is complaining to the employee.
You've got to respond to the ground crew here, the maintenance crew.
All right, okay. Well, it's way too cold for that to go off. I'm pretty sure it's way too cold.
Wait. Don't look on the FMC. It's minus 26 outside, 34. Yeah, 50 something. You know that to have an idea of the outside temperature, more a rough idea, you can add the total air temperature from the DU, minus 26, and your altitude, 34, and that is 60. More or less, you have a rough figure of what you have. The lowest the altitude, the better will be the calculation.
Yeah, I'm with you, but still, I'm not going to worry about it now. All I wanted to say is Zibo did bring in logic to this thing that wasn't there before, and it's probably still a work in progress. So when it's done, and I'll ask him the correct operation then, and I'll share it with you, because it obviously needs to match with FCOM that we've got. Then we can demonstrate it properly for the guys. If I know what I'm doing, I'll feel better.
Have you ever taken a note of the coldest sat that you've been in, Sasso?
No. Oh, him, no. Not me. Sorry.
Not that I remember, actually. There was a very long flight. It was on the winter period from Luton to, I think it was Tenerife. It was a very long flight. We had headwind all the way down. We did something like block time 4 hours and 52 minutes, something similar. Block time. And I looked there, and there was something like minus 58, I think it was. It was very cold. Actually, we were thinking and looking the last 1 hour, the last 40 minutes of flight before starting top of descent for the fuel temperature, because it was very, very cold. It was early morning flight, and the fuel temperature was very low.
I'll tell you why it's significant to me. I was involved with a particular aircraft, and we were getting engine vibrations, but only in, I think it was the left-hand engine, but in sat temperatures of greater than minus 60. It took a long time to sort that one out. I'll explain it to you in Discord in quieter time sometime.
Yeah. No,
But
that fuel temperature is fine.
Yeah, I'm just showing the guys where to look for the fuel temperature.
Yeah. And knowing Zibo, I promise that I bet that is modeled as well. When you load the fuel on the ground and you have the fueler there, then the temperature goes up and then it decreases with the flight.
It is modelled. I've already checked it.
Yeah, no doubt on that.
At what fuel temperature would you get worried, Sasso?
There is the limitation -49, I think it is. Let me check.
I could say 48, 49, I think it is.
Yeah.
In actual fact, it depends which fuel you've got on board. If you've got A1, but there's an A1 with an icing additive as well, isn't there?
So the minimum tank fuel temperature prior to takeoff and in flight is -43 degrees, or 3 degrees above the fuel freezing point temperature, whichever is higher. And the freezing point, I think, is 49. So if you consider 49 -3 is 46. So yeah, you always go for the higher one, which in that case is 43. It's gonna be so -43.
Okay.
So here comes the question. 8 a.m. in the morning, you woke up almost 3 hours, 4 hours before to start to get ready and go to the airport to do this fancy, wonderful flight with wonderful cabin crew aboard. And halfway in the flight, you see that the fuel temperature is very low, is approaching the limit, and you will still have another good 50 minutes before top of descent. What do you do to avoid problem with the fuel, with ice and fuel?
Descend.
You can't descend.
Oh.
Why?
Because ATC says it's full of, and there is 10,000 aircraft in emergency. What else you can do?
Squawk 7,500 and watch the F-16s take you down.
Someone else will say, okay, transponder off and then do whatever you want.
I would say, sorry, I know I'm being an absolute idiot right now. I would say stop looking at the gauge. You know, just pretend it's not there.
until the engine flame out.
Well, then you have an emergency, and then you can file a report against ATC. You know.
I promise you that if you look at the fuel gauge and that is recorded, and you don't do nothing, then
you
have
get
a
in
fancy
trouble.
meeting with someone.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm making jokes. Kevin, go ahead.
No, there is another solution.
I was only going to say that's when you send the co-pilot out with a big blowtorch.
Oh my, we are clever here today.
You can slow down to start with.
Slow down. You sure? You are in the right point, Mac, but slow down, or?
Well, you've got less the airflow over the wing won't be quite the thing, and you've got less effect on the leading edge as well. You could probably turn wing anti-ice on for a second as well.
Wouldn't you speed up to increase the friction temperature?
That's the answer. Yes, that's what Boeing suggests. The suggestion is increase the speed as much as you can to increase the friction thus to increase the temperature over the wing.
Okay, yeah. Would wing anti-ice from the slats also feed back?
Yeah, that could be an option.
And the other
still,
one, I'm trying to think, is there any hydraulic usage you could use so that you have more hydraulic pressure to cool down? More pressure?
Nothing regarding the hydraulic system. The wing anti-ice, yes, you can use those, but remember that they are limited in terms of, at the end, if they don't see anything to kill, any ice, nothing, then yes, the wing anti-ice is on, but it's not really doing what it's supposed to do.
No,
so
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but it's an option, of course, it's an option.
I was just trying to think outside the box, but it's only the inner slats that... that's a point. On the NG, is it just the inner slats that the wing anti-ice affects, or is there any of the outer ones as well?
No, inner. That's how I remember, actually. So wing anti-ice. Yes, the wing anti-ice system provides protection for the 3 inboard leading gauge slats.
Yeah. So it's the same as the earlier ones as
Correct. Yes. So in that situation, the best thing, if you can also, because remember that if you descend, then you need to calculate the new fuel to reach your destination.
Yes.
If you have this problem on an intercontinental flight and you are in the middle of the flight, maybe you can't descend, or you can descend by 1,000 or 2,000 feet, because
Which
otherwise
brings...
the fuel
That's...
won't be enough.
If you come down 2,000 feet, that could raise it by a couple of degrees. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But the other option is increase the aircraft speed.
Otherwise, you're going to know what ETOPS means.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, John Redmond, we have our moments. Sometimes we sit here and say absolutely nothing. Sometimes it's all simmer related, and sometimes it gets very real.
Because that's one I wonder whether anybody, realizes hydraulic oil under pressure increases in temperature. Does everybody realize that it runs through the fuel tank to actually act as a heat exchanger to get rid of some of the heat in the hydraulic fluid?
Sure, no. John Redmond and all the other guys watching, I see we've got 30 viewers there. Guys, obviously we're sitting here having a whale of a time. You guys have the power and the authority to change the conversation if you start chatting with us. Okay, don't ever be shy. If you need to say something or ask something, we're not going to bite your head off. As long as it's topic related, sim, Zibo, whatever, feel free, guys. You guys can steer the conversation just as much as we can. If you guys are not going to talk, we are going to talk if we are all together here. So it's not that we want to, take over and just do our thing. You guys are more than welcome to steer the conversation into whatever direction you want it. If you've got a question about Zibo, I mean, this is probably one of the most ideal times when me and Sasso and Alex, oh yeah, I don't know if Alex is still here. He said he's going to start testing the new Zibo now. So whatever. I mean, to have 3 Zibo team guys in one stream is an ideal time to ask questions, guys. It's an ideal time to just chat about it if you want to. It's all up to you. So feel free, whatever, steer the direction any which way you would like it to go, as long as it's topic specific. We don't want to go and talk about the sun and the moon and the stars now. Anyway, until then, we're just going to continue as is. Some days technical.
Linda is part of the Zibo, by the way.
Linda's is a bolt-on, man. She's not part of the Zibo. I wanted to make her part of the Zibo, and the developer had a different option.
No, I mean in terms of topic. So we can talk about Linda as well.
Yeah, I suppose, but she's in a foul mood. Look at this. She's not even checking this side. I don't know. I think this flight was a bit...
She's just sleeping.
Yeah.
Just as a jokey comment, I was talking with John yesterday, and we were going to suggest he sends a new file to you, Nico. And he was going to rename Linda to Nico, so that we could see Nico in drag.
Oh, no, please. No. It's bad enough as is.
Oh, yeah. I'm in stitches, please.
Our drag queen.
Does that change the conversation, folks?
It's funny.
I said that Linda's is part of the topic. That's the result. You see?
Cypress for eyes.
Nico, I hope you're not on loudspeaker. Your missus is not listening.
No, I'm on headset.
Can you imagine? Where's Linda?
Let me tell you another story. Real world. My wife and I got married in 1997 in September. And for those of you that don't know, I'm an IT guy. I've always been in IT. I have my own IT business now and all. But way back then, I worked for a company, and we had a couple of really terrible clients. And they would open the computers, break it, and then claim warranty. And then we have to go fix it for free. So one day I came up with a grand plan. I'm going to go to some shop, pharmacy, convenience store, whatever, and I bought myself some Q-Tex, some nail polish, and I picked the most fluorescent pink that I could get. And I tell you what, it looked really good. It was good nail polish, that. So I took it, and every computer that I built, I actually dabbed the screws with the nail polish. You put a drop in there, because the moment that breaks, somebody put a screwdriver in there. Okay?
Yep.
And we told the customers in no uncertain terms, you break that, warranty void. We don't even want to hear about you. You'll buy a new computer. We're not fixing that stuff for free. Okay? So we got married in September, and I think it was around about December, end of November, early December. It was like a month or two later, my wife gets this nail polish in my tool bag. Oh, she wanted to divorce me. She said to me she can't deal with this, and I need to make a decision, and I need to be honest with her. If I don't want to be married, I need to tell her. And she fought with me for 3 days. It took 3 days to calm her down, to make her understand. I actually took her and showed her what I did with it, and then she was okay. But man, that was touch and go. Wow, she was angry. How could
She obviously didn't like the shade of nail polish you were using there, Nico.
I'm not so sure what exactly it was. I think it was more jealousy of where's this other woman, and what are you hiding, or more what are you hiding? Now that you talk about drag and all these things, this conjured up all these memories. Anyway,
that's why they say behind every successful man there's a woman.
Yeah, my lovely wife. Well, we're still together, guys. We've got 2 beautiful kids. God is good for us. We're living a good life.
Bless. That's lovely.
Yeah. So anyway, so we went from Linda, well, hydraulic fluid, yes, to Nico and drag and a possible divorce. Oh my goodness.
Today I'm really tired.
All in one stream.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, Reggie.
Good morning, Reggie.
Morning.
Morning, Reg. Nico, I can't seem to get the noise out of my rudder pedals with this new update, 3.47. On 3.46 it was okay, because you know when you go into your EFB and on the calibration tab, on my rudder pedals, I even tried to ramp up the notch from 0 up to 30. Still, if I depress on my rudder pedals on the yaw, it's still, you know, the numbers are still jumpy.
Moving.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try another USB port. Just try
All
another
right. Okay.
USB
That's the
port.
thought. Yeah.
Good morning.
Is that your rudder pedals plugged straight into the computer or through a hub?
Through a hub.
Is it a powered hub?
Yeah, it is a powered hub. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just play around with it. Hello, Krister, and hello, Sergeant.
What do you guys use? Any recommendation like of a good hub? What do you guys use?
I use Transcend. I've got 2 Transcend powered USB switch hubs.
The reason I suggested it was if it isn't a separately powered hub, then sometimes you can exceed the power consumption from the motherboard.
Yes.
So that was the reason for asking.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay. Thanks, Mark.
Another thing to think about is to switch off the power saver mode on your USB on the computer.
Yes. Very important.
That for people who have Windows 10, one of the recent updates which involved USB switched it all off to enable power saving again.
Yeah, so you're back to the default settings. In other words, you have to go and reset your settings.
Oh, thanks, Jens. I'll try all the options. Power save mode on the USB.
You have to go when you
it.
go to the power save mode on the your power settings. You have to go to advanced and then look for USB.
All right. Okay.
Gents, I have to go. I will see you later, most likely this afternoon, maybe.
That's cool. Thank you, Sasso. Stay well.
Pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Bye.
Bye, Sasso.
Nico, the colleague that was flying out first is gone. Did you hear anything about it?
Yeah, it's Uncle John. He said he had a power failure.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
Mm.
It was the African Bermuda.
Yes, swallowed him. Gone. But we can hear him far in the distance. Uncle John will come get you out of that hole. Don't worry. I'm on my way.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Actually looking for engine start procedure completed because it's in the wrong place. I'm getting it when she's saying that when we're at 9,000 feet.
Weird. Well, I've got 206 nautical miles for top of descent, gentlemen.
I'm on the 335.
In fact, you know what? Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Active sky. Refresh.
Nico, do you know if Zibo is going to implement the wind uplink?
I don't know. Maybe in the future. He hasn't told me.
I think that'll be a cool feature.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. GOBD.
Nico,
Mm-hmm.
did you see I put in some short flights in the Nordic region on the suggestion sheets?
I have not, Krister. I saw flights there, but I didn't go and ID them where they are. Uncle John put some in there as well, and I need to update the sheet at some point in time over the weekend.
Right. Just to
No
let you
worries.
know, I removed 2 from in that update sheet because they're already in, the routes are already in the database. Krista, I wanted to have a quick word with you. When you're happy to go to another room, I'll quickly talk with you.
No worries, Mr. Mac. Would you like some return trips also, or?
Well, that's what I was thinking. We've been trying, although I see you've done circular routes, and I don't have a problem, but we've been trying to do there and back routes. So
Okay. I'll do. No worries.
No worries.
But I'm not sure I'm able to do it today, though.
no, that's fine. That was my only comment when I looked at them. Otherwise, yeah, no problem at all. I don't know whether Nico agrees with that comment.
Yeah, well, the little bit I did listen to because I was concentrating. Yeah. We want a to and from situation. That's the one thing. So circular is good, but you don't also want to get stuck at, flying just in circles. If you want to go back to the previous one, it just makes it the full round
Well,
often.
not only that, but if it's a circular 5-leg route, then if you do the other way, then you can do the return circular route as
As
well.
well. Correct. That's true. And also, guys, we are working on a tour system, an actual native tour system for our website. Okay. And then if you want to do a circular thing as a tour, like what we're doing with this world tour thing, we can then add extra tours in there. But currently we're pretending to fly, VA, airline routes, which is usually a to and fro at some point in time. See, so
But
it's just a matter of time and
what
perception.
Christian did made perfect sense. It was, I think, 5-leg routes, was it, Krista?
Oh, I believe it was more than 5, but okay, that doesn't matter. I'll put in the return legs also.
Thank you very much.
So no worries, but I can't do it today, but I will do it. Yeah.
Fine.
Now I have done for the Nordic routes, but I'm thinking about going to, for instance, like Australian. We haven't got anything from Australia.
Christian, look at that. That's your answer. The observation was done on the 20th at midnight. That is currently 12 hours and 11 minutes ago. So these winds that are in the OFP is a good idea, but not the truth. Whereas if you look at your active sky, this is the actual weather that's currently in your sim. That's the difference between them.
I guess we have.
Christian, are you okay?
While she's talking, who's taking care of
Christian, you're broadcasting. So, Paul, we've been steadily separated by about 38 nautical miles, I'm guessing, 38 plus minus. Looking good.
Yeah, looking great. And who's in front of me? I forget. Where are we? 036. I can't remember who that is, but 40 in front of me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a couple of thousand feet higher than you, so my top of descent is now 92 miles.
Okay.
So I take it you guys are going to be using the LIMAX 1 Delta Star and ILS Zulu 01?
Yeah.
That's right.
Lovely.
I did have an interesting circle when I stepped through.
Yes.
There was a weird waypoint that wasn't called anything. It was called brackets. But removing that cleared that up. $40 miles from LIMAX.
Nico, do you know if it's possible to interface the, you know, that little application, the AVS, into EFB? Just
No.
like you do with little nav map.
Not that I know of. Nope.
I think that would be cool. That would be cool if you know, if that's implemented into the EFB. It's quite good actually.
Yeah, it's different developers, so I'm not sure if they'll do that. That's the thing. Falco, and the one is freeware, the one is payware. There's always a bit of friction about stuff like that.
Yeah, but you know, just like the way EFB they've done with the Navigraph, that if you've got payware, then you'll be able to use the charts.
I don't know. At the end of the day, we can only ask.
And that is very true.
It is always from a very good question that a very good solution comes forth, you know. Everybody doesn't always think of everything, and then all the little bits and pieces make up a nice puzzle.
Exactly, that is very true.
It's just like mistakes are keepers.
Yeah, you learn from them, eh?
Yep.
I wonder how often failures sneak back into X-Plane, because when people have problems, it's usually that, and it seems that occasionally gets reset somehow.
Usually when you do an update, and now that you mention it, I have not gone to check if it's still off or on in my system. Let's quickly do that. Failures.
Because I've just been looking at the tablet and I thought, okay, do I still need to save a situation? And I thought maybe that would be the only reason to do it now. Otherwise, other than practice and what have you. Because if you do have a fault built in there and you go into explain failures and reset it, fix all failures, then doesn't it mess around with the fuel and all kinds of other stuff?
It does.
So that might be the only reason to still use a safe flight, during an ordinary part of the journey.
Well, yeah, during ordinary journey flights, yes. I'm going to use this extensively in training. I'm going to give it to the guys, then we can share our files so we can train together. I'm going to use it, obviously, for the testing. I mean, last night it was such a pleasure. It took me a minute to just make the new files. Obviously, there at Frankfurt, where we did the testing last night. But it's so easy. I mean, we did... I'm probably going to have to go and count all the little screenshots I took, but let's say, argument's sake, let's say we did 24 tests in an hour, which you'll never be able to have done if you didn't have that save function. So... Yeah.
And as you say, for training, just to learn the differences in what the displays are, if people are struggling to decide which version of the Zibo they want to adopt as their own.
Yeah, struggle to land, make a safe situation, give it to the guy, tell him to go practice, What I still want to do so I just want Zibo to release version 3. If he says okay, GLS is okay, then what I'll probably do tomorrow or so is I'll do a stream and we'll use EDDF and LPPR as the examples, and then we'll show each and every one of the approaches that is now possible, all 24 or 36, how many ever we did last night. We'll show each one. And for that, we're definitely going to use safe flight situations, because we'll put it on the ILS, then we'll put EN on and off, NPS on and off, and we'll look at all the differences, how the display looks, what it looks like. I tell you what, last night I felt nauseous. You were not there. You were not there, but let me tell you something. I am so used to having the NPS scale there, right? Or if it's not there, you've got the little bubbles, right? Yeah. We did RNAV, raw RNAV, nothing on the sides, nothing, not a magenta marker, nothing. This aircraft flew those ordinary old school RNAV, LNAV, VNAV approaches beautifully, but there's nothing there. I felt naked. I felt it's wrong, man. That's blasphemy. You can't have that. Yeah. But it flew beautifully, and it's so strange. We're used to these things now. Not to have it. Oh yeah, it looks so weird. There's nothing there in the corner. There's nothing here. Nowhere. It's funny. It's bad, man. And it works. It still flies it. Yeah. GOBD's on its way.
Assume you're all coming in on 01.
Yes.
There you go, reception committee.
Excellent.
I've got a single cloud in the sky.
How close are you?
I'm on top of descent, basically imminently. We are 7 nautical miles from top of descent, Christer.
Oh, good. I'm taking off from Tromsø in Norway.
Okay. I don't see you flying for the VA. You're not on the live map.
No, because this route isn't on the VA.
Still yet. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but I put it in.
Okay. Okay. That's part of that. Okay. I understand.
Yeah, it's in the sheets. But I'm test flying those routes right now.
Chop.
I have to make sure they work also, you know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So far it's looking good.
Uncle John.
Yes, sir.
Force a weather reload in Skymax Pro. Because I've got a little bit of cloud here. I'm pretty sure there must be cloud there too.
Okay, I'll try again, but I've done it once.
Okay, I didn't know. Just a suggestion. Your active sky running?
Affirmative. No cloud, but slightly misty ground level.
Okay.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet, Dad?
Hold your horses, son. We'll get there. Just wake me when we get there. I'm gonna sleep while we wait.
Daddy, I need ice cream. I want an ice cream.
Weather and visibility is it's excellent. And I've landed. I'll start up the barbecue for us.
Shop. That sounds good. Do me a favor. I like my steaks medium.
Great.
You know, don't go past medium. Then you know it gets a bit tough.
No problem, sir.
Thank you.
Blue for me.
airfield in sight. About to do the DME arc.
Almost there. Literally 40 nautical miles behind you. Still.
I'm 96 to TOD.
This is pretty. This arc's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Are you in a position to stream or not, Paul?
I could.
If you get a performance hit, Paul, just kill it.
Mm-hmm. Doing well at the moment.
Looking good, Paul.
Looking very nice.
Nico, have you got ex-Africa loaded on this or anything like that?
I don't think Africa's loaded here now. It's in the other X-plane.
It's just a shame we don't have much better scenery for the continent of Africa, really.
Mr. Paul,
Yeah.
is that the default ocean? Or no?
No, I think I've got a little lure thing for the water.
It's looking very realistic.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, very nice.
Just be careful of the great whites, though, Paul.
I don't want to mess with them.
Unless you're in a cage and you feed them through the bars, and then when they come closer you pull the food away and you laugh at them and you check how angry they get. Yeah, then you can mess with them. As long as the cage is between you, you're fine.
It has to be said that those cages look very flimsy when there's a great big great white swimming past it.
You want to hear a joke, and this is not actually a joke. It happened a few times already. I've seen those cages actually collapse, And you know, the guys don't put them together properly. They put the tourist in there, and then that thing collapses. And there's been a couple of close calls like that here in Cape Town. You know, that I've seen. I think it was Cape Town at least, but I've seen it. I've seen the video of it. Those things collapse. So if if you ever want to try it, go with a reputable company and actually check and make sure those things don't have any missing screws and bolts before you get in them. It's like going into the lion park and opening your car window and then putting your hand out. You know, it's the same effect. Sorry, Paul.
I was going to say I've got a complaint here.
Hmm?
This 16 DME arc, I'm a tenth of a mile out. It's just scandalous.
I'll set your RNP in your FMC to 0.1.
It's fine. Look at this. It's lovely.
Let's see if mine
It's
does
taking
it
it
better.
well.
Well, according to my TCAS, you on the magenta. You know, it's...
Yeah. Well, I mean, tenth of a mile. What is it?
That's nothing.
76 yards. You know.
Yeah, that's nothing.
You can throw a cricket ball that far.
Mm.
Well, with a good arm.
Yeah. I'm just gonna mute myself for a minute. I'll be back in a second or two, three.
Mr. Paul.
Yes, sir.
Do you happen to have the name of that Lua script for the ocean?
Can you remind me when I get down? I'll find it.
Absolutely, sir. I will. I'll send you a message right now.
Okay.
I'm streaming the arrivals. Anybody interested?
Koki Makioki.
Hey, oh, there's a ship down there. Da.
43's in front of you, isn't he, Paul?
Was a while ago. I've not checked.
Is this going into an ILS, say, Paul?
It is, yes.
It's going to be a tight turn into it, I think.
It's fairly smooth. It's a 10-mile ring.
Oh, right, I see, yeah.
Plenty of room there.
Are you married? My friend. I just want to know.
Skymatix VA. Final established on the localizer.
White Voice online again.
3 pole in sight. Yes, it is misty.
Spot on, Paul.
Aye. Oh. Where did my fix rings go?
Just change your range on the ND, Paul. Sometimes I think it's not.
Mr. Paul, they have disappeared for me too sometimes.
Ah.
Yeah, and the fix solution is to reset and redo the fix
Well,
rings.
I have a DME at the top left-hand corner here, so that's okay.
Did they disappear when it went from LNAV VNAV to ILS?
It might be when I press the approach button. Now you mention it.
Okay, be interesting to find out what triggered it.
Well, watch my stream. I've just put mine in, so we'll see if the approach button has anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, it doesn't for me. I can't connect it to any trigger at all. Sometimes it disappears, and most of the times it's still there to use, but sometimes it disappears, and I can't relate it to buttons or anything.
Extremely misty. I got both of them on the glide path.
Approaching transition.
Nice landing.
Transition level.
3-4, please. Accelerate. Hold right behind you.
Yeah, Ramov, get it, sir.
Lovely landing, Paul.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Nice one.
I'll add
descending
mine
through flight.
to that, Paul, as
1,000
well.
to
Very
level up.
nice.
1,000 to go.
I'm
Paul,
descending flight level 260.
Paul, you can head straight to the terminal. John has got a pie and a coffee waiting for you.
Excellent news.
And Chucky Bickies today.
Nice.
Oh, and Chucky biscuits. I thought you were saving them for Nico.
Yeah. It's Saturday.
He's been to South Africa twice, and he's never thought of bringing me one packet. Not once.
Yeah, well, that's the sort of friends you've got, Nico.
Yeah.
Well, in his defense, I can tell you one thing. I got 2 kilograms of chocolate mint. You know, those coins. That at least I got.
Alright.
But Uncle John,
Yes, sir.
you must tell me how much money I need to send to you. I want a packet of chocolate bickies this time, please.
Flaps
I want to hear
1
what or see what it is and taste it.
No way. Aircraft about to line up, by the way, for anybody that's coming in.
I don't see any broadcast, so as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't exist. Oh, there we go. Damn it. Bad timing.
Spoke too soon.
Oh, yeah, because I didn't remove that squiggle. Check my Zibo is turning 360 now.
You know, Nico, it's one of those Mickey Mouse planes.
That's fine, Uncle John. We land on top of him.
I'm sure he's not watching your stream.
No. I'm just kidding. I won't do that. Don't worry.
He's lined up.
Well, my Zibo made a squiggly turn there, so I'm just helping it back on track, and then I'm still way out. He can do his thing. Let him take off and do what he needs to do. I'll slow down a bit for him.
Flaps 5 set.
Yeah, I also got that squiggly turn on my thing, on my route.
Yeah, you need to take it out. It doesn't know what to do with that thing. I couldn't take a screenshot, so I'll try and explain to Zibo when we talk later. Otherwise, he must just come check the stream. I'll give him the
Was this
timestamps.
ILS Zulu, Nico?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Paul's didn't draw it, or did you sort it, Paul?
I removed one. It looked like a waypoint, but it was just an empty bracket.
Exactly, yes, and mine is still in, and that's why it gave that little squiggly thing. So what I'm saying is we'll have to tell Zibo to come look at this situation.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I didn't tell anybody that I'd vacated, did I?
No, you're right, Paul. That guy that took off after you guys landed, he's gone.
Oh, I see, Nico. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's just that little thing. Fortunately, there is an exceptional pilot on board and knows how to use heading select. You know, problem solved.
And I see there's another aircraft showing himself by the side of 34.
What if you moved it up to do the direct to now, Nico?
That obviously takes the problem away.
Weird, isn't it?
Localizer capture.
There's the runway. Hello Owen, goeiemorgen.
And it's weird, your rings, fixed rings, haven't disappeared.
Nope. Yes, indeed, perfect timing.
I'm head to head with Nico right now.
Oh, have mercy.
Nico, you were using Active Sky also, eh?
Yes.
Oh, you're having more clouds than I am.
I use Active Sky, Skymax Pro and the Real Weather Connector, and in Active Sky I actually tell it to use the Skymax Pro weather depiction. So there's a couple of things working here together. It's not just solely Active Sky.
Ah, okay, that explains.
Flaps 15 set. Glide slope capture. Flaps 30 set.
Now your fixings are gone too.
Yeah, so it's like when I get to the actual fix, it's like it's over now. It cancels it when you get to the fix. There's just the small one, the inner ring that's still remaining.
Ah, okay.
Maybe that's the trick. Maybe, if it's used up, it's no longer relevant. So tata bye bye.
Yeah, that's possible, but that was not the case with Mr. Paul.
Okay.
Mine went before 10 miles.
Ah.
The same thing happens to me too.
That's a good bit of zooming in, John.
You like that there? Very misty though, isn't it?
It does look a bit misty. I think we can't see Nico waving out the windscreen.
Well, I can't see you guys waving either. I see you two sitting over there.
So Nico, if you go back out to 20, does it fixed rings come back or not?
No, it just shows the inner ring, that's all.
Okay.
Thanks for the wave, Erwin.
I'm giving you smoke signals from my barbecue already.
Okay, cool. So I know where to go. That's so cool. Ons gaan braaivleis hou.
Lekker.
Baie lekker. And believe it or not, I just took the last sip of the coffee that I made earlier. I made 2 big mugs, and it's just finished.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude.
Taxi lights on.
After yesterday, it's going to be a soft, greasy butter landing.
Well, I hope so.
Approaching.
And if it's
0,
not, it's not.
1.
It has 2 chances.
Yeah, good or bad, yes or no. There's no grey area in between.
Just concentrate.
400. Approaching minimums. 200.
Minimum.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up.
Ah, I wanted
Reverse
to make
unlock.
it softer. Well, it is. It's
Auto
like
brake
100 feet a minute softer, but it's still not butter.
It's good enough though, Nico.
I say the same.
Good work. Congratulations.
60 knots. Yet. Great landing. You are professional.
Even Linda agrees.
Perfect time, and the braaivleis is just about ready.
Excellent, excellent. After landing procedure.
After landing procedure.
And what is that
After landing
braaivleis,
procedure
Kevin? Is it
completed.
kudu or springbok? Or?
Yeah, that'll be
Bit
nice.
of kudu would be nice, yeah.
Yeah. Ostrich and crocodile would also work for me today.
I only had crocodile once and I didn't like it at all.
No, I love it. But the
Flags
funny thing
upset.
is, every time Uncle John is here and we try and get the crocodile, we get too little. They just don't give you enough. And when you go down the Natal south coast, there's a crocodile farm where we usually go and have a proper crocodile lunch. And it's nice, it really is. But we'll have to make a plan when he comes back.
It's an acquired taste, I think, crocodile.
It tastes like chicken, man. But I hear you, it is possible. Shutdown procedure.
Shutdown procedure.
Nico, the crocodiles, they taste better when you catch them yourself.
I hear you.
Unfortunately, we don't have them in the Netherlands.
You have to catch one in the zoo then.
Shutdown procedure completed.
Right, so I need to be here for 6 minutes. So you guys are free to talk nonsense for three minutes, and I'll do 3 minutes, or you can take 6 minutes. I don't mind. We just need to wait for this timer to sort itself out. Well, let's have a look around while we wait. What a bad little add-on airport. Wow.
Looks quite nice, actually.
Oh. Very nice. How far are you, Lloyd?
I'm on flight level 60. I'm on the arc,
On the arc already, okay.
heading towards my intercept.
Alright, okay, well, let's see if we can spot you. While we're waiting, we might as well do plane spotting.
Who was talking about that USB power mode?
What power mode, sorry?
That USB
Oh, yes, yeah,
power
USB, yes.
save mode.
Yeah, that's Lloyd.
Is Lloyd still around?
Yeah, I'm still around, yeah.
I tried to find it in my power options. Is that the same as the USB selective suspend setting?
That's right, yes, that's right.
And you put it in on disabled or enabled?
Disabled, because it's enabled as default.
Yeah, okay.
Right,
Put it to
okay.
disabled.
I'll have a
Thank
look
you.
when I land.
Oh, yeah, John Redmond. Yeah, no, of course you can make conversation like that. That's fine. That's cool. I've never been to Richards Bay. I mean, it's just up the north coast there in Natal. I've been there in the simulator, but that's the closest I've been. We used to have, my dad used to have holiday flats in Durban, so that used to be our stomping grounds as kids. And as adults and having my own kids, we decided that Uvongo and Margate, those places were better for us. The kids absolutely adore the Uvongo beach there with the lagoon and everything. So that's where we go to. We don't really go up north, eh? And other than that, we go to Cape Town, because that's where Renee is from, and so for it's like going home, going back to Cape Town.
You'll have to come and visit the garden route sometime, Nico.
Yeah, I will have to.
Nico, do you have in one of your tutorials explained how you use the Skymax and real weather connector and Active Sky together?
Oh, I've shown it many times on streams. I can show you quickly. Let's get it up on stream and then you can just follow me there quickly. You are watching, right?
Yes.
Skymax. I'm gonna try and get as much as possible.
Right, guys. I'm on final.
All right. Well, let's watch you land first, then, and then I'll bring this back on screen, and then we'll check that.
Still got camera on, waiting for him.
I can't see you. I really cannot see you.
He's not visible yet.
I hope you're still connected to IVAO, brother. Otherwise,
Yeah, I'm still connected. Yeah.
All right. Oh, and you know why I might not be able to see you as an added disadvantage on my side. Where is IVAO? Toggle plane label. Still can't see you. Oh, there you go. Oh, there he is.
And Anthony is about 20 minutes out.
Okay. Too high, too high. Descend now. Too high.
Don't say that.
It is amazing when you zoom in like that, how they always look miles too high.
Yeah, it's the perspective. I know. It's just crazy. Ooh, that is a ghost plane. Uncle John?
Yes, sir.
So, apart from looking at my stream, did it look okay from your perspective when I landed?
I lost you on the landing. I do apologise. I got everybody else, but not you.
Okay, I see where the love is. Okay, it's fine. We'll have to talk later.
Yeah, just being honest, sir.
Take a badge off him, Nico.
Yeah, I think we need to strip him of that 1,000-hour badge.
You're really pushing for your leg smacked.
Well, your landing must have been better than yesterday. Yeah.
It was a bit better, yes, definitely. Over 100 feet per minute better, definitely. I wanted to make it really good, and then I didn't. So, it happens.
The trouble with the flare, even just 1 degree and you start to float.
Yep. Lloyd, are you flying 120 miles an hour, or you? What's your speed there?
154.
Okay. Are we
It does
there
look
yet?
like it's forever, doesn't it?
Okay, let him concentrate. Sorry, guys.
in the distance, it looked like there was an Airbus 380 coming.
Nice landing. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah,
Thank
nice
you.
landing.
Well, I got everybody apart from Nick. It's about right.
Yeah, I love you too. I'm telling you. But anyway, we'll talk about that later.
You're so nice, guys.
Ooh, okay, we can't put all of them at the same time on the same screen, so we'll space them out and then chat about them one by one.
Right, that was good, but I'm afraid I've got to go now. I'll catch you all later. Have a good one, guys.
You too, bye.
Thanks, Kevin.
Bye,
Thanks,
Kev.
Bye-bye.
thanks, Kev.
Take care.
See you, Kevin.
All right, so this is Skymax Pro 5. Jeroen, that was you asking, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Correct.
so this is your basic settings of the Skymax Pro. All right, I'm using this OSEC Wilkie Sky model, reasonable coverage of clouds. I like my guard rays, so they're on. Cloud reflections in water, I can actually switch off because I'm actually using Vulkan right now. So I'm just applying that change. I've obviously forgot to set that. Alright, so that's done. So that's my basic ones. If you want to grab a screenshot, please do that now, and then we'll move to the next step. Alright, so the next step is choosing the clouds. Obviously, volumetric clouds, it's a beta, it says so. That thing, when it first came out, I had my slider here full out and it was beautiful, it just worked. But as they worked on it and obviously made it better, my system couldn't handle the knock anymore. So what I do is I just disable that and I select fast clouds. So all the clouds you see is fast clouds. Now they look much better than those ones. I mean, there's a lot of work still that needs to be done with those ones, in my humble opinion. So kudos to them, they can continue doing their development and I will obviously follow it, but I use the fast clouds. Alright, also much better on frame rates and looks visually much more appealing. So that's those clouds, the cumulus clouds. Then I'm just going to look at all the clouds first and then we'll look at the other stuff. Alright, so in terms of the overcast clouds, I didn't know that there was this setting. I actually really didn't know. So what I want to do is I want to go to soft HD. I really didn't know there's volumetric beta in this one. So I'm going to go to soft HD and I'm just going to click on apply. I'm pretty sure that's going to sort out the rest of my frame rate issues. Alright, so I've applied that. So soft HD, otherwise I'll go to soft SD, whichever one gives me the least problems with frame rates. Then in the normal Cirrus ones, I just took the first one. I didn't change anything. Yeah, I like that one. Just me. Okay, then in the Skymax precipitation screen, because I'm using Vulkan, there's only one option. Irrelevant for me right now. It's ticked, so it's there. And this is the real weather connector. Now this thing is set to ASXP and I set it to never change the visible weather. That abrupt weather change that you get where X-plane, and it's an X-plane issue obviously, clears all the clouds, gets the new weather and then reloads all the clouds that everybody is so angry about. This little tick here takes care of that. If you have that tick in the box, you will not see that. You don't get that abrupt change. Alright, so that's why I got myself this one. And then in active sky, you need to go to your options You go to simulator depiction options over there, and you click use Skymax Pro depiction mode. There you go. So there's now some integration between the programs, and I like what I see. I really like my system. I hope that helps.
Photographs taken.
All right. I have no plans of flying in Russia and Spain at this moment, maybe during the week. At this time, on the weekends, what we do is we try and complete this IVAO World Tour IFR flight. So from here, we're going more south into Africa, then we're going to go east, then we're going to go back north up into Africa, and I think then we're going over to the Emirates, somewhere there in the Middle East. Then we're going over to India, down to Australia through Indonesia, then we're going through Polynesia, and then we're ending in Chile where we started. So there's 52 legs, and this is now 23 we did today. So we're not even halfway. It's scary, but we're not, so it's going to take a while to get there. If we do fly in Spain, it'll probably be in the week. All right, if we do some other group flight there, so just keep an eye out for something like that. And that's about it. Okay, let me get back in this cockpit. I think we're way over the minutes already, so we can stop the clock. We can disconnect. Thank you, gentlemen, for flying with. This was awesome having you here, and thank you, Linda, for the bit you did. I'm gonna log my flights and so on, but let me end the stream. Thank you, guys. We'll see each other probably tomorrow, unless something else happens that is not planned at this moment in time. So have a good weekend. Bye bye. Okay, just to answer that quick question, we don't fly on the WATSUM network. It's a long story, but we have got a partnership going with IVAO, so we can't betray our partner and go do that. We'll get back to WATSUM eventually, but it's a question. It will be a sporadic once off here and there. Maybe we'll do an event on WATSUM or something, but we are in partnership with IVAO, so we're sticking with them. Bye bye for now.